Hey everybody, Paul here with Road Trip Tiny Trucker. Today is not Wednesday. Today's Thursday. But we're gonna do our Wednesday rant on Thursday. We are sitting here in a truck stop with an oversized load on. It's a coil cover for a rail car. So hauling that down to Alabama. Now, today's rant is going to be on something that got me. It cost me about 200 miles of deadheading, and not really much I could have done with it other than disclose that I was a 40-foot trailer or a hot shot up front to the brokers, but alas, I didn't, and it bit me. So what we're going to talk about today, again, little preface on this rant: 1, like and subscribe. 2, you will episode 10, I think I'm on episode 8, episode 10 of my normal, which is a little more data driven, a little bit more in-depth talk than this. This is just off the top of my head, off the cuff rant. It's for fun. It's not backed by data. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that everything I'm telling you is 100% true. It's what I see, how I feel about it, and my opinions. This is a very opinion one. So episode 10 of my actual show, I plan on giving away a hat. I'm still talking about it. Episode 10, I have figured out the rules. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a question about a previous one of my episodes. Could be anything. Wednesday rant, could be a Sunday, the Sunday special, which is the longer one. Could be any one of those. So, and I'm going to ask a question about it. The first person to comment and answer gets a free hat. Your choice, blue or orange. I'm wearing orange this time out. I'm gonna get me a good sweat stain going here on one of my hats, so it looks like I do something. Really, I just turned the heat up in the truck real high. Okay, so let's talk about this. What we're gonna rant today about is the fact that the hotshot industry is being really, really hurt by hotshotters who are lying. We like to, in this industry, complain about brokers. We love to complain about they're liars, and they are, most of them. There's good ones out there, yes, but most of them lie. They're not going to tell you what they're making. They don't want you to know what they're making, because they're probably, in a lot of cases, they're taking advantage of the drivers. So they're not going to, and you agree to the rate. I understand that, but at the end of the day, like, they're keeping as much as humanly possible. And they lie about it. That's what gets me. Like, they don't just say, nope, this is what we're posting it for. If you don't like it, you don't have to take it. They'll say things like, I loaded this yesterday for this price. I did this for this price. I did this, whatever. They're going to, and there's no need for that. Just say, this is my rate. I tell them, can you do it for this? They say no, end of story. Why do they have to lie? Now, that being said, the truckers don't like to blame themselves. We're a problem. And we're a big problem, and I figured that out the other day, where we are lying. I'm talking about hotshotters in specific. We are lying about what we can do, about our capabilities to these brokers and to shippers as well, and direct shippers. So we're lying to them, and in turn, it's causing a lot of problems. It's causing problems for people like me who are trying to do it the right way, who are not lying about my capabilities. If I tell you I can haul it and you give me the dimensions, if you tell me the dimensions, I'm going to tell you if I can't haul it. And I'm going to tell you what type of equipment I have. I'm going to tell you that I have air ride, and I'm going to tell you that I have a 40-foot hotshot trailer, which is basically just a 40-foot flatbed, and with air ride. Now, here is my rant, okay? Stop lying about what your capabilities can do, okay? You're hurting not just yourself, you're hurting the rest of the people. And it's happening enough, it has to be happening enough, that companies and brokers and shippers are just straight up saying, and I think mainly it's customers, the shippers, they're saying no hotshots. Unloads we can legally carry. So let me tell you what happened. What happened was I got a load of 2 Mini X's from Caterpillar, weighed under 18,000 pounds. Small Mini X's. Easy. I can scale 20,000 pounds legally and safely on this equipment. I have electric over hydraulic disc brakes, and I have air ride suspension. So I told them all that. I've got electric over hydraulic, air ride 40-foot flatbed. Well, either the broker didn't know or he didn't care, whatever. I didn't tell him it was a hot shot rig. And the reason why is because hot shot has become this catch-all for what I'm doing, but they specifically told me, like, if this trailer was hooked up to a Freightliner, it probably would have been okay. That doesn't make any sense because you're loading the load on the trailer. But anyway, because this is really not hot shotting anymore. Hot shotting's a different thing. I can go into that, but this is really more what I call efficient or lightweight hauling. This is lightweight trucking is what it really is. I'm using a smaller vehicle that's hopefully going to be costing me less than a big rig. I'm limiting myself on freight, but I'm taking lighter freight, and I'm taking it for roughly big rig rates. I'm not taking the cheap freight, because if I am taking the cheap freight, it makes more sense to buy a truck that I have a bed in the back, and I can haul a lot more loads and make the same amount of margins, because that's all you care about. All you care about is what's your gross minus your costs. What is that in the middle? And the idea with hot shot is I could get a little bit bigger than that of the big rigs. Okay, that's the idea, is you can make a little more money with it. Now, if you're taking cheap freight, you cut that down, go buy a big truck. There's no point in taking cheap freight. So, kind of got off topic there. What happened was I showed up, and the lady straight up told me, I drove 140 miles, and the lady straight up told me, we're not going to load you. I said, why not? We don't load those. So what's wrong with it? They said it's a hot shot trailer. I said, yeah. I said, it's parked next to a step deck, and it was sitting next to a step deck. I said, they're the exact same height. I said, you look underneath, they're the exact same air ride. They both are air ride. They both are the exact same height. I can scale. You can look at the gross on it. You can look at all the placards. I can scale 20,000 pounds. These are less than 18,000 pounds. I have more than enough capabilities. Nope, sorry. CAT policy. They will not load hot shots. Would not load me. So I ended up losing that load. I couldn't get it. And so I got lucky and got some coils. But they were about 60 miles away. So I ended up burning about 200, and back the same direction I came from. So I ended up burning about 200 miles of deadhead I didn't need to. Really, really bugged me. And here's why. Because while I'm mad at CAT for just discriminating, I mean, here's what really got me, right? They wanted to know if I had air ride. Sure do. Walk outside, not joking you, the truck next to me is an old step deck. A really old step deck with spring ride rear axles, and they're loading him. But they're not going to load my truck because it has a pickup attached to the front. It's a brand new piece of equipment. It's in better shape than half the trucks that were at that facility, but they're going to discriminate it against it, not because of its cargo carrying capacity, which was more than enough to handle what they did, but because they have a blanket policy for no hot shots. Now, I'm mad at them for that, but I'm also mad at the hot shotters who caused that, because that didn't come around. That policy did not come around because somebody doesn't like hot shots. That came around because somebody, Joe Blow, said, and they were exact, it's like 17,842 pounds. They know exactly how much that equipment weighs. And they had somebody showing up, not once, had to have been multiple times, lying about their equipment, saying it could handle it and it couldn't, saying it was in good shape and it wasn't, saying, I've had multiple times that I've lost loads because they say it needs air ride. And I've said, I've got air ride. It's got an air ride system on it. Well, we've been told that before by hot shots too many times. They've lied about it, and they show up and they got a spring ride trailer. And worst case scenario, they haul it and they damage whatever they're hauling. If it says hot shot, or if it says air ride, guys, normally, now I understand that there are some times when, oh yeah, it doesn't need it. But that's not up to you to decide. That's up to the shipper, and it's up to the customer to decide that. If you don't have air ride, if you don't want to drop the extra $4,000 to $5,000 on air ride, fine, don't. But don't lie about it, because what happens is multiple times this happens, they get lied to, and when I tell them I've got air ride, I'm more than capable of handling that 8,000 pound piece of equipment, they tell me no, they've been lied to too many times. And that's really bugs me. It It's bad practice, it's bad business, and we get mad at brokers for lying. And this is happening enough in this industry that you're lying about your equipment and you're lying about what it can handle. And it's not only hurting you because you're getting dinged on it, but when you go out of business, because that's a horrible way to run a business, it's hurting those of us who can handle that. And I know a lot of people are like, I don't care about that. Yeah, well, that means you're a bad person, because that's why they're putting these policies in place, is because people are showing up on site with rigs that cannot handle what they say it can handle, and they're like, well, we're just done with it. If you show up with a pickup, we're not going to load you because we've been lied to too many times and our loads aren't getting there. All right, so that's my rant for the day. It really bugs me. I've missed 3 loads. One of them cost me deadhead. The other two were I just didn't get them. I couldn't talk them into it, strictly because I had a ride, I could take it, and too many people had burned them on it that they just have a no hotshot policy on it. That's wrong. That is absolutely wrong that people are doing that. Okay, I take a lot of pride in being an extremely professional hotshot company. I've got hats made right off the bat. I mean, I didn't wait till we were making money. I wanted my employees to have, I gave everybody 5 of these shirts. We have button-up collar shirts. We have nice hats that we wear, and we show up and we're very professional, right? And meanwhile, I get turned away and guy gets out in flip-flops, a cut-off t-shirt, and jean shorts that have been cut off with a trailer that's spring ride, and he's getting loaded. And it's all because of the persona that hotshot drivers and hotshot owners are giving to the customers, that they're lying about their equipment, they're lying about their capabilities. Hey, the dress code, whatever. I like to look professional, no matter what we're doing. But at the end of the day, it's the equipment, and it's you lying about that. That is not it's not professional. It's not the right thing to do. Okay, and we wonder why brokers lie to us. Well, I can tell you one big reason is because a lot of us lie right back to them, and somebody has to stop it. But you know that I 3 loads I've missed, 2 loads I've gotten, 2 loads I've actually gotten, but I had to fight. I had to sit there and talk to the broker, and the broker was, and in both cases, the broker was a very good broker. In fact, they're on our nice list. We have a nice naughty list for our brokers, the ones that give us good experience, put on our nice, so on and so forth. But anyway, the nice list, these brokers were extremely helpful. They were like, look, they need air ride, they need your truck, and they went out of their way to call the customer. They had me text or email. I had to take pictures of my air ride system, text and email it to them. They then sent it to the customer, made sure the customer understood that this was the rig that was picking it up, and then called me back, and I got the load. And there were 2 really good loads. And you know, but I had to fight for it. I had to spend 30 minutes fighting for it and proving that I had air ride. And it just bugs me to no end. There's reason why this is happening is because people are lying about their equipment and what they can do. And a semi is pretty straightforward for the most part. It's going to be able to scale 45,000 pounds ish. Done. I mean, it's easy. They don't have to worry about it. Minimum semi out here is 48 feet long. Done. They know what they're loading. Okay. These hot shots are, like I said, it's a catch-all. Everybody from an F-250 pulling a little trailer staying under 26,000 pounds to small medium duty semis, class 6 semis pulling 53-foot light duty trailers like this, 53-foot goosenecks. They're all lumped in together, but they have completely different capabilities. So stop lying about what you can do. If you want to be able to haul air ride, pony up, spend the extra $4,000 and get air ride trailers. It's not that hard. So, all right, we're at 15 minutes. This is my rant for the day. I know it's quite repetitious. Just bugs me. And again, this is for fun. This is not my normal one. And so, thank y'all for watching. Like, subscribe. Episode 10, free hat, and that's about it. We will see you guys later. I plan on doing my next Sunday episode. Look forward to it. It's a review on a pretty interesting little gadget. We're going to do an install. We're going to do an opening, an install, and a review, because I've been using one for a while on a pretty cool little gadget I think you guys are going to like. So we will see you next time. Thank you for watching.